Good morning, and welcome back to Gaming with ADHD. Today we are taking another look at Shadowrun Duels with the only released exclusive figure, Kellan Colt. If you are not familiar with the product line, check out some of the other videos in the series to see more of the fantastic figures they put out for Shadowrun Duels. Now, this figure is a little bit different from the rest as it was not released into general distribution. During its heyday, WizKids would release promotional figures through a variety of methods. The most common was a prize during organized play, so tournaments at your local store or conventions. And they would also do cross-promotional activities. They would work with video game developers, and this particular figure was actually part of a mail-away campaign that they would sometimes do with a gaming magazine at the time, Inquest. So, as you can see, obviously, I did get one of those figures. I may have gotten two. I do remember at the time the order forms would generally allow you to order two of the figures, but I'll be honest, I don't remember it at this point in time. They were pretty popular as far as being able to sell on the secondary market, and pretty inexpensive to get in the first place. So I may have done some work to get extra mail away or find other ways to acquire some of the promotional figures a bit cheaper, but that's neither here nor there. So again, for a short overview of the product line, check out my review of Lothan the Wise. It will be linked in the description. Also, I have set up an affiliate link with DriveThruRPG if you like to get your gaming PDFs through there. It would help me with the channel to get more role-playing books to review and read and share with you guys. So if you are interested in that, there's a link down in the description for that as well that will take you over to the site. Now, keep in mind, this is still just a review of the figure and its accessories that you would receive at the time of purchase. And I've got two figures left to do. Both of them are from Wave 2. I am trying to get a hold of the remainder of Wave 2, but it's not looking likely. So I'll come up with something to do a little bit of a description on what you would get there, but it won't be as good as these. So at this point, let's take a look at the figure. So what we have here is Kellan Colt, a female human Shadowrunner. She was the Series 1 exclusive figure. She's the only exclusive figure released for the entire line. She is approximately 5.5 inches tall. For her figure options, she has swappable hands. As you can see, one is in a red clear plastic. I believe that's actually a paint or an ink on the plastic. As you can see, the tip here is clear, as well as this hand is clear on that peg. These would have been cast as single pieces. And I also say that because I did have the hand inside of the storage action base, and it was stuck to it a little bit. So kind of interesting there. Now, as far as the equipment that she comes with, first off, we've got a belt with a variety of grenades and smoke grenades. Typically, I would just put this belt over the shoulder of the figure. She also has a dragon amulet. We first saw this with the Wave 1 figure, Liada. The smoke grenades are actually part of the Wave 2 figure, Midnight, who I do have, and we'll see her probably for... I think I'm going to do her for the last video. Uh, and then we've got the stun baton, which also comes with Midnight. So, pretty simple. And the survival kit, which this comes with Kharkov from Wave 2. Now, the other accessory that she has is her flak vest, which we first saw the flak vest on Kyushi, which was a couple of videos ago. And actually, if you look at the figure, and there it is. So here is Kellan Colt and Kyushi standing next to each other. And as you can see, they are, for all intents and purposes, they're the same figure. Obviously, they have different paint jobs for different skin tone. Clearly, Kyushi is of a more Asian descent, especially with the hairstyle. So they did give Kellan a unique head and also her left arm, the one here with the fireball. Now, the fireball, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be removable, but it does come off. I just generally don't. I leave it in place so as to not lose it. So, that is a description of what you would get in the box. You would also get your dice. You get 1 black, 1 yellow, and 2 white D6. And then you get 1 black, 1 yellow, 2 red, and 2 blue 4-sided dice, or D4. And then finally, the paper tape measure. So, let's get into some details on the figure. Now, as I've said through all of the figures, the production quality is done very well. But because she is a duplicate of, or basically a duplicate of the Kyushi figure, she does suffer from the same setbacks. She can twist at the hips, or waist, I should say. Although I'm not twisting her very much because it's very tight. She does have a ball joint on the shoulder on both sides. And she does have replaceable hands, which can allow you to position the hands to a degree. So, now, this is basically an example of what WizKids would do a lot for their promotional figures. Instead of actually coming up with new sculpts that were unique and only available in tournaments and whatnot, they would usually just take an existing figure and repaint it. Yeah, so if it was in, say, MechWarrior, they would take a Timberwolf, and instead of the base model being black, they would paint it red or gold. They would do different paint jobs, but for the most part, the model would be exactly the same as all of the others. And so with this, it's the same kind of a thing. Obviously, they had to do the head differently, which I really do like. I think they got the coloring done well. They did a little bit of dry brushing to pull out some highlights, which if I could get it to focus on her face. Obviously, with a very different skin tone than Kyushi, even though it's the same sculpt, unless you're looking closely, you're not going to notice right off the bat that it's the exact same figure. Okay, they've got great detailing on the vest. She's got a tattoo here on her arm, so they stuck with the tattoos, but they did do something different. She's got her knife on the inside of her arm. A little bit of detailing there on the vest, colored shoulder pads. I like that they did the two-tone on the shirt, darker red on the bottom, and the maroon or grayish red, I don't know, for the neck, and obviously detailing the zipper. They've got nice shading on the pants, especially right here along the seams. Picked out nice details on the belt. Got a peg here on the hip. I like this, the little, it's just a simple dot of paint, but, pick up, the pockets and like a vent hole. Or maybe that's a goof. I'm not sure what this is. It looks like it's a piece of glue and that there may have been something there, but I don't recall there ever being anything there. So I think that's just a manufacturing defect. Have something similar here on the toes of her boot. But they did go with a green tone, sort of like the old jungle boots that you would see in the Army surplus stores, with the black leather and then the green mesh sides. So, overall, I really do like the figure. Last thing, actually, I would point out, we've got the base. There are the 3 dials for tracking damage and stats, the base dice that the figure comes with, any bonuses that they would receive. And then you have the cheat sheet on the inside of the tray, which in her case, because she does have just a lot of small pieces, and because she is a small figure as well, everything does fit nicely in the case. So in her case, she fits very well on the base. I will admit, I do think she is a little small. That is one thing I would have liked to see in the line, would be slightly different sized figure bases for different sized figures. Obviously, a little bit bigger of a figure case or figure base for Lothan the Wise, a smaller base for Kyushi and Kellan Colt, but for gameplay, just makes it a little easier to have everything on the same size base. So, other than that, it's a really solid figure. I did like and appreciate the way that they would do promotions. Generally getting the figures, like especially in the mail away. So for like MechWarrior figures, it was like $5 at the time, and you could buy a booster for $10. And so, you're not paying very different. I believe she would have been about $10 to $20, because that's what the figures themselves cost. So, but it was just a way to get people a little bit more excited to have something a little bit exclusive. But in this case, I thought it was cool because it did show that, hey, you've already got some of this equipment, but here's different ways to use it. You can put it on a different character. You can do different things with it. So overall, solid figure again. I realize I'm not saying too much different than I said about Kyushi, but it is what it is. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a like. And if you haven't yet, I would absolutely appreciate a subscription to the channel. I'm trying to get more regular content out, and I've been doing pretty good at being fairly regular on that. So, if you could subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Don't forget the links down below, one to Lothan the Wise if you haven't seen it yet, and Drive Through RPG if you want to help out the channel. So, other than that, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.